Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1270, 1270. My name is Mike Matthews, broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley at this little place we like to call Café Anyway. And today, Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley, plus the wonderful news segment. And today it's going to be very special. It's going to be very big indeed.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I don't know. Someone's rubbing off on me. I think that's bad. It's called WOW SCHATZ WOW. We'll hear that soon.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And I have nothing to sing about. Okay, I'll make something to shout out about. Al Franken did such a good job at the hearings. People go, yeah, but the people still got put into the but he didn't do anything. Those are nice earrings.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Remember, Al Franken wrote a book back in the 80s or 90s called Rush Limbaugh's Big Fat Idiot
Mike's
and Other Observations.
Daily
And now he's a politician.
Podcast.
And now he's at Senate hearings.
Yeah!
And he's going through the vetting process of vetting all of Trump's people. And I say he's doing a good job. Hey, when you're texting someone and you say something like really a-hole-ish to them, but you try and diffuse it with the word haha or hehe. Have you done that? Yeah, you made me wait all day, hehe. Yeah, thanks for not talking about the guy that I wanted you to promote on your podcast, but you didn't. Okay, that was really obscure. No one understand that one, but I was walking Basil the Boxer yet again. Why do I keep even doing that? Because it's enjoyable. And I was in the Lake Chabot Park in Podcastro Valley. And there was a beautiful woman with a little boy, her little not newborn, probably 2. Wait, what's the age they start to walk? Little boys and girls start to walk at 2, right? 1, 2, somewhere in that area, right? 30. And she goes, can my son pet your dog? Oh, look who just walked in. And I said, sure. And the little boy gets out of the stroller and walks over to Basil and pets his head. And I dropped the leash for a second, right? Because Basil's kind of sniffing the woman and sniffing the stroller and walking around. Now he's interested in something else. The little kid's picking up a stick and trying to throw it for Basil. I turn, there's a car. Suddenly there's a car like on this road we're on. There's not supposed to be any cars on this road. It's strictly for people. A pedestrian path. A sidewalk. And there's a car on it. Little Bay Area wimpy hybrid type thingy. I used to be so pro hybrids, and now since I've been in the Bay Area like 8 years, I am so over them. I'm like, come on, everyone's got one of these. I want one, but come on. And I look, and this woman comes out. I'm not sure if she's a woman, that's who am I to judge, but obviously I can't tell, so she's in that zone. And look who else just walked in, and she comes up, or he, I don't know, I'll just make up a pronoun. Zla walks up to me, and Zla says, hey, your dog needs to be on leash. I'm like, well, he is on leash. I just have dropped it, and I pick it up. And she goes, you gotta watch your dog that he doesn't eat any mushrooms. Mushrooms are poisonous. Ah! And then sadly, there was no sound effect right there. That would have made it more interesting. And then Zwa walks back to Zwa's car and drives off. And the woman with the mom pushing the stroller looks at me as if to say, did that just happen? Yes, it did. And a couple people walked in. Let's say hi to them. Hello, my commander, it's Madame Rootabega. I don't know what that pronoun was that you are using. Zwa? Yes, what was that? It's something when I get confused and I can't make sense of, I can't make the world into a binary world that I have grown up with. So I create other words. Do I want the world to be in the 1950s like Republicans do? No. I was watching C-SPAN, and they're talking all about the new Judge Neil Gorsuch. What? That's not his name? Oh, he actually said something, didn't he? Let's play back that little thing he said.
Of course, the Supreme Court's work is vital not just to a region of the country, but to the whole. Vital to the protection of the people's liberties under law, and to the continuity of our Constitution, the greatest charter of human liberty the world has ever known.
That's our new Supreme Court judge. Well, he's got to go through the vetting process and have Al Franken yell at him. This was the funniest part, was Trump introing Neil Gorsuch.
Today I am keeping another promise to the American people by nominating Judge Neil Gorsuch of the United States Supreme Court to be of the United States Supreme Court. And I would like to ask Judge Gorsuch and his wonderful wife Louise to please step forward. Please, Louise, Judge, here they come.
Please, Louise. Louise Gorsuch is lovely. Lovely. She's so beautiful. I am in love. I'm so in love, and that's such a sin. You can't be in love with someone else's wife. So I apologize, Louise. But she's hot. And what is it with all these new politicians?
And here's today's podcast picture.
In the Trump era, these good-looking politicians. Am I watching a CW TV show? Or worse yet, an E TV show? An E original series. The podcast picture is of your lovely host, Mike Matthews. I could be on a E show in the binary world. No, that won't happen. I won't ever be on TV. But there's a picture of me with Basil the Boxer and Basil's good friend Vesta. And we're standing there in Fairmont Ridge in Podcaster Valley, not too far away from the Lake Chabot Park. And there, you can't really see it, but San Francisco's off behind me, way off in the distance. But you can't, it was kind of a hazy day. But both of the dogs are brindle, and brindle's such a neat striped color thing to see on a dog. What I wanted to tell you was someone else walked in.
Hello, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we're taking up legal proceedings against Trump because he wants to throw us out of the country day.
Yeah, he wants to deport us back to Smoothistan. Do you know that?
Anyway.
What? Really? He wants to... What? He wants to send you back to Smoothistan?
Yeah, Mike, we're from Smoothistan. That's why we're so smooth.
Yeah, just like the ocean under the moon. Do you know that? It's not butter. I am loving it. That you guys are protesting that because you're immigrants and that you don't want to be deported. I think that's great.
Can you pay our legal funds, Mike?
Yeah, pay for a lawyer. Do you know that? No, I can't do it.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Who's your lawyer?
His name is Flipper.
And that's the end of the show. This is the part where the guy I work with across the hall is going, what's he doing in there? What? No, we're at Café Anyway. It's a wonderful place. Let's hear it for Café Anyway. That applause. Thank you. And if you'd like to help out Mike's Daily Podcast, if you'd like to call Café Anyway, give us a call at 336-MM-DAILY. And you can also email mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. And there's the wonderful website, mikesdailypodcast.com, where you can go there and help us out. There's a Amazon link. Click on that and buy whatever it is you buy on Amazon. I don't know. I don't judge. I don't care if it's a binary world or not. Whatever you want to do. Just go and buy whatever it is you're going to buy and whatever. Gorsuch. That's the first time I've ever said Gore sucked. I was a big fan of Gore. Oh, it's Gorsuch. Such. Hey, you know, such a shame to believe. John Wetton. Back to him yesterday. I was talking all about Asia. And you know, my little eulogy for John Wetton. So sad to see him go. into the great beyond and rock the heavens. But I was showering last night. I know that's not a mental image you want, but I always shower at night because I get up so early. There's no way I'm going to be able to shower and get to work on time. So I shower the night before, and as I'm in the shower and I'm listening to the music on my hard drive through a device called Squeezebox. And a big thank you to Terry and Steve for giving me the Squeezebox that I own. I've had it now for 10 years. I love this thing. It plays stuff through the it like Wi-Fi's your hard drive. You don't have to connect wires directly from your computer to this thing. It just picks it up through the Wi-Fi. Now, I love the Squeezebox. I hate Logitech that owns Squeezebox, but whatever. What happened anyway? Café Anyway. What happened was I was just listening to it on shuffle, and all of a sudden an Asia song came on. After the war. Not their best one, but an Asia song came on. And I just wanted to also point out, whenever I hear Taylor Swift's song, Wildest Dreams, I think of Asia's Wildest Dreams, ba-na-na-na-na-na, Wildest Dreams. And John Wetton sang that. Thank you. You're welcome. PayPal is also where you can go and help out the show. You'll get a special greeting from all the Café Anyway characters. There's a link at mikesdailypodcast.com. All the past podcast pictures and past interviews are at mikesdailypodcast.com. And now, Wow Schatz Wow.
Wow Schatz Wow.
So when I tell my mom something surprising, she goes, Wow Schatz Wow. And it's because she's German, and she calls me Schatz. It's a German thing. And it's a term of endearment, like darling. So she says that. Now, I had a conversation with my mom yesterday because I wanted to ask her about the whole green card thing. Because, of course, Trump, he was suspending green cards for a while. And I wanted to talk to her why she's lived in America for over 50 years and she still does not have citizenship. And I thought, when she married my dad, she'd probably get citizenship because my dad was American. So anyway, I asked her about that. But I was wondering about the green card thing. How come you never got wouldn't you, when you married dad, wouldn't you have become a citizen?
No. That is, if you marry somebody, that has no bearing at all on your immigration statute.
Oh, really? Oh.
Nothing at all.
Oh, so you'd have to go through the same thing of applying to be a...
Oh, yeah.
I see.
But I'm safe. I mean, my green card is good for a while yet. For 10 years.
That's good. Well,
it costs almost $500.
Jeez. And that's good for 5 years?
For 10 years.
10 years, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody asked me the other day, Barbara, the one we go to dinner often, she asked me, why did he ever become a citizen? And I said, because I didn't feel like doing it. And I was never going to work for the government, so what was the point? I'm here as a registered alien. I'm here for good, as long as I keep renewing my card. And he said, besides that, I had a very good country. I have a good country over there, and my parents are still alive. So this way I have a recourse if America goes down the path and there's a lot of unemployment. I can always go back home and make a living there. It is kind of nice. You have a backup.
Yeah. Like, if California doesn't work for me, I'm going back to Alabama.
Yeah, right. At least you have a house there.
Yeah, I could go back there. I'll kick out the tenants and move back. And then we were talking about how cold it is. She lives in Daytona Beach, Florida. And I was talking to her about how cold it is there. And my poor mom, she gets cold really quick. So that's why she moved to Florida. She loves the humidity. She loves the heat. And now that it's cold in Florida right now because of global warming, You're welcome. Thank you, Trump and all you climate deniers. So she's a Trump supporter, and she's trying to stay warm, and she had a great way of staying warm. She told me this story.
Is Mike, how's he doing in the cold?
Oh, he just wears a T-shirt and a shirt over it, and he's fine. He has really a high body temperature.
Oh.
He doesn't have a fever, but I guess some people run hotter than others.
Yeah.
And on Sunday we went to Smyrna Beach. They had the art show. They have a very good art show there, and it was totally overcast. It didn't rain. It was freezing cold, and my hands, I don't have gloves anymore. My hands were so cold, and I had no pockets. And we sat down in a wine tent and had a glass of wine. And as he was sitting there, I put my hand on his leg underneath his trouser pants, and he was so warm. It warmed my hands right up, I tell you. And I was like an icicle.
Oh my God!
Right around his ankles, and he was so warm.
Hey, that's how I get women to put their hands on me.
That's it. It's really cold.
I have to be a really warm guy.
That's my mom, everyone. Krista. Such a great lady. Now she's a podcaster. So the other Wow Schatz Wow story was about how space travel turns out does make more than make us weightless. According to USA Today and MSN.com, it can even make the ends of your chromosomes bigger. What? Is that true?
Wrong.
No. What? No, it's true. I wanted to... Oh, where is that sound effect? What? No, that didn't work. What? There we go. What happened is that this happens. The first results of a study delving into the impact space travel has on a person's body were released on Monday. Appropriately named the Twin Study. The Twin Study. The way I said it the second time was a little more creepy than the first. The research looks deep into the effect galaxy travel had on astronaut Scott Kelly compared to his identical twin brother and former astronaut Mark. The brothers shared biological samples before, during, and after Scott's nearly year-long foray into space last year. The entire time Mark was on Earth, Scott, when he returned to Earth, was a full 2 inches taller. Wow. Go back to last show to find out about being 3 inches shorter and how angry that makes you. And then what you end up doing. I will finish this story, I promise. I'll get to the end of it. It's taking a while. But the preliminary results went far deeper. Here's what they found. Scott's telomeres on the ends of his chromosomes in his white blood cells lengthened while he was in space for a year. Researchers said it could be attributed to increased exercise and his reduced calorie intake during flight. The telomeres shortened when he returned. Telomeres typically decrease in length as a person ages. The study found the level of chemical DNA modification slowed while in space, but then returned to normal when returning to Earth. Scott's cognitive abilities in speed and accuracy slowed just slightly after the mission. Scott's bone formation slowed during the second half of his trip. Also, there was a spike in inflammation right after landing, which could be because of the stresses of re-entry. The study determined a stress hormone was low normal throughout the trip, but increased over the course of the expedition. The study said the hormone linked to bone and muscle health was likely impacted by heavy exercise countermeasures during flight. So it's not easy getting in and out of space, just so as you know. 2 dominant bacterial groups were more prevalent in Scott when he was in space versus when he was on Earth. Really? Bacteria? Oh, man. And space, more bacteria as we go outside a Café Anyway, where there's a whole bunch of bacteria. In Podcastro Valley, Café Anyway, last place on Earth. Thanks for listening to the show. It was such a good one. Next one, we're going to have Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the Engineer.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!